This Albion Online video is how I made 100 million silver in a single 24-hour period. All right. And technically it wasn't 24 hours of playtime. It was just 1 day of time passing. And so let me show you what I'm talking about here. Currently my character has 100,798,000. And this is going to continue to go up. Right before hitting record, this number was at 100,100,000. So it went up by about 600,000. Anyway, so what I'm going to show you now is my mailbox. You'll notice with the filter from players, nobody, guild, nobody. Gold market, nothing. Real estate, nothing. And other is nothing. But marketplace, look at all the marketplace transactions. You can see here 13 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, 21, 38, 41 minutes ago. And we're going to go all the way to the last page, which is page number 9. And you'll see that the last one here was 21 hours, 47 minutes ago. Now, before doing all of these market flips, and that's what these are, they are market flips, you'll notice that I have 431 things. Some of these are buy orders expiring, by the way. So like this one is a buy order that expired for face scale robe, which I canceled. But most of these, you'll see here, are items sold, items sold, items sold. All right, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video here is things that you can flip and make money, because I think flipping in Albion is probably the best #1 way to make money. Now, my channel members get a lot of flipping videos. They get tons and tons of highly detailed videos on how to flip, what to flip, when to flip. And what we're going to do in today's video is we're just going to open my mail randomly here and talk about whatever item is that sold and how I did it and why I did it. So let's get started. All right, so opening my mail here, you'll notice money is still going up. Well, money hasn't went up yet, but let's start with the most recent thing we sold. This was sold in River Copse Fount. You may be wondering, what the hell is River Copse Fount? I've never heard of River Copse Fount in my life. That's not a city. That's not a town. So, Benji, what the hell is that place? Well, River Copse Fount is a smuggler's den. All right, here it is, Smuggler's Den. And yes, I do buy and sell items through the Smuggler's Den. Why would I buy and sell items through the Smuggler's Den? Well, let's look at and see what I sold. All right. Again, you see these little red markers. That means I have not opened this mail, so this is not rehearsed or scripted at all. I've opened a few of these here, but you'll see that these are all unopened. So let's just open it up, see what we sold. We sold a Master's Halberd, all right? So how did I get this 6.1 Master's Halberd? Well, let me show you. So let's go to the market here, and we'll type Halberd, okay? And you may be wondering, why would you, what's up with the Halberd? That's like a group item, right? All right, so here we go. If you look here, the cheapest one is right here at River Copse Fount for 83,000. And you'll notice that the buy order for the cheapest one is only 48,000. So all I had to do was put in a buy order, and I do it for good quality here. And I would pay 67,001 silver, or 68,006 silver after the tax. And then I would list it for, 1 silver below this guy. And you can see by doing that, I came out with 78,000. So I made 18,000 silver doing this, all right? And you may be thinking, but Swole Benji, that's not very good. All right, and yes and no. Okay, here's another item at River Copse. We did the Caerleon Cape. This is a 4.2 Caerleon Cape worth in the regular markets 105,000 silver. Look how much I sold it for, 183,000 silver. Okay, now of course this is after taxes and fees because I listed it for 198,000. You may be wondering, why is a 4.2 Cape almost double the price? And the answer is simple. It's a smuggler's hideout. People are willing to pay way more. So you can see Caerleon Cape. I'll type that into the search now. We go to 4.2, and you'll see why is this 200,000 silver when it's only worth 100,000 everywhere else? And like I just said, it's a smuggler's hideout. So if people want this cape, they either have to go all the way to a royal zone, and this is deep out. This is pretty deep into the black zone. This is a tier 8. Hold on, let me show you. This is a tier 8 quality 5 black zone. So all I have to do to make double my money on items is essentially gear up and then ride out here and go to the Smuggler's Den. Now, there's other ways to transport to Smuggler's Dens, and that will for now remain a members-only secret. There's almost a guaranteed safe way to get here without gankers, without getting killed. Not this specific Smuggler's Den, mind you, but other Smuggler's Dens. And then through the Smuggler's Dens, you can move items to and back and forth if you're quick enough with your alt characters. Yes, that is a thing that people do. You can move and smuggle items through the dens, okay? But enough about the Smuggler's Den. Now you know what Smuggler's Den is. Let's find some more random examples and talk about them. So, let's open up our mail once again. And let's scroll 5 hours ago at Bridgewatch. Someone bought something in Bridgewatch. What did they buy? They bought 999 flax. Okay, well this one's pretty simple, right? And I'll talk about this. Now, obviously, there's a few things you could do here, but most of the time it's not available to flip. This is just pure gathering, okay? I loaded up an anime and went and gathered. There's really nothing more about flax than that, but I'll show you. We'll type flax, and you'll see that you could set a buy order for 89, and you would lose if you would lose money in taxes if you did this. If I set a buy order at 89 and bought a whole bunch and then sold them at 90, I would lose silver, okay? You can see right now, flax at 90 silver is 1% above average. So what I like to do is I like to just gather and hold my materials. And whenever the average price is above average, which you can see here, it's average of 4 weeks. But generally what I do is whenever this is above average price, I sell. Okay, so that's a pretty simple one. That's not really flipping. But let's go back 6 hours 59 minutes in Bridgewatch. What did I sell? Titanium ore. Okay, this is most likely I did not gather this because I do not gather in yellow zones. I'm gonna repeat that for you. I do not gather in yellow zones. I only gather in tier 4 blue zones. This comes from a tier 5 zone because it's a tier 5 material. So let's look at it. All right, titanium ore. Okay, 316 is the current. 315 is also the current buy order. So most likely this is a resource generated by journals, by crafting journals. Okay, I believe it would be blacksmithing journal. No, that would be the already refined material. No, this is most likely a gathering. Let's look at the gathering journal. I forget the name. It's not Gamekeeper. It's like Miner's Journal. It's not Tinkerer. It's dang it, I forget the name of the journal. Give me a sec. Prospector. That's the term. Okay, so we're gonna look at the tier 5 Prospector journal. The empty journal is 6,000, and we just want to type a full journal. So full journals are 15,000. And most likely, I don't think that's the price that I paid for. Yeah, I paid way less. I think I paid down around here, around 13K or 11K. I forget. It's been a while. But, yeah, so what I did was I got these on a deal, and then I just turned them into my laborers, and then I sell the materials. So that's what that sale was, all right? Let's pick another one. Let's go 5 hours, 47 minutes, another flax sale. Okay, we've already talked about flax. Let's go 6 hours, 49 minutes. We got tin ore. All right, so that's a tier 3 material. And most likely this was also a journal. I'm just going to tell you that now. But let's find some more non-resource-based sales. Items sold in Antiquarian's Den. All right. Cursed Skull. What do we have here? This is a 4.2 Cursed Skull. Now, why would I sell 4.2 Cursed Skulls? The answer is simple. This weapon is used in Corrupted Dungeons, but it's also used in Hellgates, and also in 3v3 depths. Now, you'll notice that the buyer bought this in an Antiquarian's Den, meaning that's exactly what they're using it for, is one of those three things. Now, let's talk about the Cursed Skull. With an average market value of 46,000, I sold it for 44,000, so I sold a little bit under its average market value. But let's look at the materials, all right? So the Cursed Jawbone, 867 silver, okay? We can even see this on the market. And we'll go Cursed Jawbone, tier 4. All right. And reset. There we go. So, yeah, 900 silver, right? Okay. And then I've already forgotten the other materials, but we'll just look it up real quick. And that is Cursed Skull. We need 20 pine planks and 12 steel bars. So we'll type pine plank. There we go. And we need 20 of those. Let's see how much that would be. 38,000. Okay, and then what? Steel bars, right? And we need 12 of those. So we're at 39,000, and then that would be 56,000. Now you'll notice also that because I'm pretty sure I sold this in Bridgewatch. I'll show you why I did this in Bridgewatch. Bridgewatch has a bonus to curse staffs. Curse staff plus 15% bonus. Okay, and then I'll tell you what I did is I crafted these on a bonus day. So not the journal. On activities day, you'll see today is a leather armor and a potion day. But when this says 20% curse staffs, I was crafting cursed skulls. I was crafting them super cheap because when it's a 20% day and with the Bridgewatch bonus, all right, I did not use focus for this, but there is a way to use focus on different characters if you so choose. And let's look at my crafting here. So, again, it's just a tier 4 item, so I have Cursed Staff Crafter, 6 out of 100. And then I have Cursed Skull. You know, I've got the specialization point here. So I'll tell you right now, I crafted this before June 30th, I'm pretty sure. And so it took a while to sell. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's before June 30th because this is just a flat one. But essentially, that's what I did. So what that means is that with a 35% bonus, and I'm crafting in Bridgewatch, and I'm using journals, by the way, you know, those tier 4 journals, my costs are massively reduced. So instead of having to buy 12 of these suckers, right, for 26,000, I'm probably getting maybe 4 to 5 back. So really, I would be using 8 or so to craft, which only cost me 17,000. And then on the pine plank, which will be 20 of them, I'm probably getting 12 back, right? So we'll subtract. No, I'll probably get 8 or 9 back, right? So we'll say we need 11 or 12 really for the cost. So you can see here that I'm essentially earning 8 to 10,000 silver on this craft, and that is before the profit of the journals. So when I turn those journals in, I get some of these materials back. Now I may or may not get enchanted materials, but I am getting some materials, so that's going to save me about another 5 to 10,000 silver, possibly. And because I'm crafting in bulk, I'm able to sell, you know, a lot at a time, especially when there's whales. And one thing about crafting gear is, because it's Fame Week right now, let me show you, I'll prove it to you. Fame Week for another 5 hours, 59 minutes, so people are eating the cakes, and they're just buying massive amounts of items and studying them. Now, obviously, from the sales log that we checked earlier, they bought it in the Antiquarian's Den. They're not using it to study, they're using it for combat purposes. So, yeah. That's what that was. Let's move on to another one now. All right, and we are going to pick another one here at random. Let's go. Another Antiquarian's Den sale, 8 hours, 58 minutes. What did I sell? Expert Shoes of Tenacity. This is a 5/2 Shoes of Tenacity. All right, you can see here that this thing only costs 9,000. I'm pretty sure what I did was I gambled this, and I did the math and saw that it was just better to craft it. I don't really remember every single item that I'm making profit on, but it's only 8 cured leather. So 8 5/2 leather. Let's check the price. Cured leather, that would be 5/2, and we only need 8 of them, right? So 8, that costs 68,000. And let's see, that was Shoes of Tenacity, 5/2. So yeah, you can see it's a pretty easy profit. It's a pretty easy profit margin. So again. And I don't remember off the top of my head what gets leather shoes, but you can just check. You can just click on Bridgewatch, and then you can look for leather shoes. This is cloth shoes, so not leather armor. So, again, we can go over here to Limhurst and see, because I do crafting in every city. Let's see, leather shoes, there it is. So yeah, I was in Limhurst at a time, and I did some crafting. So that fills the Fletcher journals, I'm pretty sure. It's a Fletcher journal. And then, you know, you get returns on that. So, again, this is just basic craft flips. So, let's go 10 hours, 20 minutes, and Bridgewatch. Limestone blocks. Okay. Look, I actually have some for sale right now, and I'll prove it to you. Limestone block. Okay. Let's reset the filter. You'll notice that they're a little high priced right now. At 74 silver, this is 27% above average. Wowzers, okay? Pretty big. Now, I think that sale order, if I remember right, I sold it for 73 or 76 or 79, okay? And I'm going to talk about that too. Now, if we scroll down here on the sales list, you'll see that there's not a whole lot in the 70s. And then we get to the 80s. There's a little bit here, 84, 85, 87. There's a couple 99 stacks at 87. Now you see that this 88, all of these 88 stacks. These are mine. These are my sell orders. So what I do is, because it's Fame Week, I am trying to sell just to whales. I am not selling to the normal population, because you can see here, the average price of the limestone block is only 59. I'm not selling it for the average price. Even the 24-hour price is 67. It went up a little bit due to the whales, due to the Fame Week, right? I'm specifically listing this to sell to whales and only whales. All right? And we can see here, like, if we scroll down enough, I still have some more. Look how many more I have for sale. I have a big bulk amount of limestone blocks for sale, okay? And these might or might not sell, and if they don't, I will just simply crank them back down to the high 70s, and they will sell. All right? But right now, I'm counting on a whale to buy out all these little crappy orders, and then they will just be like, oh, all these 99 stacks. Like, whales do not care about the price. I want you to just know this. Whales don't give a damn how expensive your item is, as long as it's a reasonable price. They care about 999 stacks. That's what their eyeballs light up to see. They don't want to go through the sales menu by 84 and 16 and 4 and 15 and 97 and 69 and 87. And most of them, they just go to buy order, and then they just do this, and then they just do this. They're just like, whatever, right? And then the game will do the math for them. So that's what they're going to do, okay? They're just going to scroll down and see, oh, the biggest price is 115. They'll type 116, and they'll just keep sliding this to 9,999 and buying as much as they want. That's what whales do, because they're trying to power level something. So that's why I am selling limestone block. And you may be wondering, how did I get the limestone block? Well, let's look at the regular price of limestone right now. The block is certainly cheaper than the flat rate. You'll notice that 4 weeks ago, limestone was as cheap as 68. Over here, 64. Okay? Right now, it's at 83. Now, limestone, I believe I was getting these around 44 to 46. This is where I bought in at. So, yeah, I just had buy orders at 46. And then I refined them myself, because in Bridgewatch, it's free to refine Tier 2 materials. Well, it is in every city, but in Bridgewatch, when you're refining stone, you have, hold on, I clicked the wrong part of the map. You have the stone bonus of, well, right now it's 40%. So there you go. And then what I do is I wait until a 10 or 20% stone day. And so I happened to come across a 20% stone day because I was feeling lethargic and I didn't do it on the 10% day. And then 2 days later, a 20% day hit. And so I refined all of my regular limestone that I had been buying for half the price into blocks, and then I'm selling the blocks at double the price that I paid for the limestone. And because I'm getting 56% of the limestone back when I refine it into blocks, that means I'm making 120 silver when I only paid 40 silver, so I'm making over 80 silver per refining. And yeah, I'm just selling through my inventory. It's taken a little while, but you can see that it was still selling. All right, let's go 20 hours in. 20 hours in Brazilian. All right, Brazilian. What did I sell in Brazilian? I sold the Master's Face Scale Robe. This is a 6-1. And I sold this at 1.299999. That was my listing price. 1.3 million, essentially, right? After taxes, I received 1,195,000 for this, okay? And you'll see the average market value is actually 1.24 million. And I listed it, 50K above that, paid 50 extra K in taxes. So while I sold this slightly below average market value, what I ended up doing was I'm selling it as the cheapest possible listing, because I think right now in Brazilian, this 6-1 robe is the cheapest one you can buy is 1.8 million. So they're going to just choose mine immediately and be like, oh, what a deal, right? And, the reason I'm selling this robe specifically is because I use this in PvP. I use this specific item in PvP, and I can even prove that to you by opening this menu here. Or let's just open the market, and I'll show you. I have a loadout here where I have, let's see. Give me a sec. Face scale price check. Here we go. And we can just go ahead and see the cheapest price for the face scale robe. 729,999. Now, this has an item power of 1477, whereas the 6-1 that I had, I think it was like this one, has an item power of 1535. So not much of a difference, right? But you can see here, if I'm buying this robe, 1457, this one's 1477. You know, you pay almost 100,000 more for less item power. No, thank you, right? And so, yeah, that's it's one of my PvP gear sets here. I have like Purity, Cala Purity. I can check the prices on that really quick, so I can buy this one for 1,500 item power, or this this is 100k. This one is almost 400k. It's 1599 item power versus 1501, so it's 98 more item power. Is that really worth 200 extra thousand? Not really, because I just want this ability, and this ability with 100 extra item power deals a marginal amount more damage, and the HP bonuses are very marginal at best. But yeah, these are PvP sets that I use, like Flamewalker, same thing, you know, Flamewalker staff. There we go. Oh, look, did you notice? I'm up to 103.7 million. So in the time that I've been talking to you, I've made 2 million silver. I have just snapping my fingers, 2 million silver in the bank. Okay, let's go to the last page. Let's look. We're on page 9. Page 9, 22 hours ago. That's okay. I don't want the expiration ones. That's just me canceling buy orders. Okay, so 8 pages. We'll go 8 pages. Items sold in Caerleon Market. What did I sell in Caerleon? Well, I sold neat cloth. Okay, this one is something that I salvaged. Okay, channel members know what I'm salvaging for this. But essentially, let's just say I made 3,835 silver, and it only cost me how much neat cloth? It probably cost me maybe less than no. Yeah, I spent like 500 silver to make this, and this is only part of what I got salvaged. I'm also getting wood planks. I'm also getting raw silver. So yeah, that's kind of a weird one. That's a channel members one. I don't really want to talk about that one too much. Okay, but if you want to know what that is, then well, that's the join button down below. Another item, Journeyman's Transport Ox. Okay, so this one, not so. That's just me. I'm going to tell you what this is. This is me on an ox transporting to Caerleon and selling the ox when I'm done. That's all this is, okay? This is actually sold at a loss. I'm going to tell you that right now. But to transport to Caerleon, I need an ox. Just a cheap one. Okay, you load up an ox, you go to Caerleon. Nothing special about that. Okay, here's another one. Major Poison Potion. This one is an 8.1 Major Poison Potion. And this one sold for 45,000. Just a single potion, 45,000 silver. I'm a potion crafter. This is just me crafting potions and selling them when the market demands it. Nothing special there. Fort Sterling. 1 Adept's bag. This is just me taking advantage of the market. I bought bags for cheap. And you can see average market value, 3,800. I sold for 5,700. After tax, 5,200. And again, normal. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right freaking now. I generated 100 million silver in a single day, but I normally don't do this on a character that doesn't have premium. I do this on a character that has premium so I can avoid paying all the taxes. When you have premium, you pay half as much on taxes, okay? So, for the sake of the video, I do videos on my Swolbinji character. That's just how I do things. Let's go to Martlock here. What did I sell in Martlock? Cala Purity. Look at that. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is a flip. I didn't craft this. I probably bought this for insanely cheap. Tier 5 to Cala Purity. Let's see how cheap I can get it here in Bridgewatch, okay? Cala Purity, 5.2. We sold it, what, for 90,000? Yeah, they're 100k in Bridgewatch, but look at this. And I don't know if this will still be the case. 47,000 right now. I could buy this from a player for 47,000 and then resell it for 100,000, pay 10,000 in taxes, and then I make 30,000 silver. And you just do that in bulk. You just literally do that in bulk, okay? So, again, let's do a few more just so you can see. Okay, let's go 5 pages deep. Bridgewatch. What do we got? Limestone block. Already talked about that one. Master's Face Scale Robe. Talked about that one. Another River Cope's Fount item. Master's Cala Purity. I just talked about that. Let's see. Giant Stag. Okay, so here's a fun one. Again, this is River Cope's Fount. This is the Smuggler's Den. A Giant Stag, that's the mount, 148,000. I listed at 161,000 pay taxes. The average market price is 100k. Adept's Giant Stag. I can check it right now. Giant Stag. Okay, Giant Stag. Adept's not. We don't want the tame one. So I'll do apostrophe S, Giant Stag. I don't want the tame one. So we're going to have to scroll past the tame one. Or we'll just do the buy order method. Okay, so there's Giant Stag, buy order, good quality. 100k. So I'm getting these stags at 81,000. and then I ride them out to smugglers' dens, in this case River Copes Fount, and I'm doubling my money, literally doubling my money, okay? Though there is the risk of PvP, but if I'm on a stag and I'm riding through the black zone, I'm very hard to gank. Stags are very swift with 2-second gallop and 105 gallop speed. Yes, a ganking group on wolves can run past me and dismount, and then I turn 90 degrees. They need about 4 to 5 people to get me off this stag, okay? And if I just run into a mist, I just run into an Ava Road or something, it's very hard for them to get me. Alright, let's continue on. More flips, more flips, more flips. What I was selling Brazilian 14 hours ago, Flamewalker Staff. We talked about that. This is a 5.2 Flamewalker Staff. I sold it for listing price $720,000. Got $662,000. And I tell you right now that I was buy ordering these. Let's check in Bridgewatch, because that's usually where I buy order them. And that would be Flamewalker Staff. I think these have went up in price, though, in the past few days. There's only one. Yeah, I'm paying 125,000 silver and selling it for, you know, like 4 to 5x that price. So yeah, but I will say it does take a while for this specific item. It does take a while to sell, and I'll show you. We have a 4-week sales history. 0 sold, 1, 0, 1, 1, and these are being sold for $1 million, by the way. 1, but down here they didn't. So. Let's see. I know one of these is mine somewhere. Yeah, so this is the one that I bought, and this was a couple weeks ago, all right? A couple weeks ago, 16 days ago, I bought this one. Pretty sure I bought this one for 125,000. And then, I believe, I sell that in Brazilian. So that means I take my PvP set, I go into the Black Zone Mists, I leave, I go to Brazilian, and I usually dump my stuff in Brazilian there, or I usually just PvP out of Brazilian. It's way cheaper for me to get items sometimes in the cities and then just fast travel to Brazilian. Or you can go through a yellow zone and get to Brazilian that way too if you're doing transports. And that's most likely usually what I end up doing. So, again, I can sit here and you know, just give you a whole day's worth of these flips. Okay, Thetford. Thetford is a really crap city. I hate Thetford. What I sell? Giant Stag for 104k. So this was just, I think this was a Saddler thing. And I'll talk about that. Adepts tame Giant Stag. These things were really, really cheap in Thetford at one point. I don't remember if they still are. But you can see average market value, 91,000. And let's go back to Giant Stag. We just want the tame ones this time. 95,000 with, yeah, 76,000. And then you get 20 leather. 20 tier 4 leather. I misspelled leather. Doesn't matter. You buy 20 of these just straight. You don't even need to buy order them because the margins are so tight. That's 5k. So you pay 80k for a mount that flips for 100k. Okay. And yeah, you pay taxes on that, so you're only making 10k silver. But if you do it in bulk, you're making a lot of silver. All right, so that's it for the flips. I could stay here all day and show you a bunch of different random flips, but you have to figure these things out. Channel members already have the math done and have it figured out for them, as well as market trends. Right now we're at 104,477, so you can see that my silver's still going up a good amount. But there's also, you know, another way for people to make silver, and that's with the gold market. You'll notice, look at it peak up here. It peaked up to almost 8,300 here. It's sitting at 8,200 right now. What the gold normally does, it's gonna like do this little half moon crescent thing like 2 or 3 more times, and then it's gonna tank. All right, and then it's gonna shoot up, and it's gonna do 3 little crescents and shoot back down. Because it's on its first little crescent, I'm just going to go ahead and possibly sell now. Also, I have 33 of these rewards to claim. And, yeah, these are all gold. I'll show you. Look, referral reward, claim, 500 gold. Oh, boy, and then I could sell the 500 gold. And that's 4.1 million silver in my account immediately, putting me at 109 million. So, yeah, it's what happens when you're YouTube famous, I guess. Now, me personally, I always keep 3750 gold on me just in case I need premium for some reason. I haven't needed premium in years. There's literally nothing to level up. But let's go ahead and claim the remaining rewards here. Again, I'm at 3750 gold, 425, 475. You can see how, you know, as long as I say here, don't click it too fast, you can just watch that gold number rise. And this is on the live server. You can see the chat is moving. I can go back into Bridgewatch if you want to see the hustle and bustle of the city, so you don't think, oh, it's test server. Test server Swole Benji. No, this is real server, baby. Look, this is real people. Look at that. These people aren't on the test server. These aren't paid actors. All right, so you can see, again, gold price just go like crazy. Now, do a little math. 19,750 subtracted by 3,750 is 16,000 gold. And then we just sell that. 16,000 gold is 131 million silver. There it is. Putting me at 240 million silver. Oh boy, what to buy? What to buy? Now, I know what to buy. I know what to sell. And right now I'm on the Swole Benji Island. And let's look at this chest. Now, channel members are going to get a little sneak... channel members, not a sneak peek. They're going to get a full-blown video about why are these items in this chest? What are these items for? And what makes them special? And again, this is going to be channel members content. You can look and see it. You can look at all the items here and try to figure it out yourself if you want. But that's a channel members video there. And in that same video, I'm going to talk more about the items in this chest and what they're for, which it's almost at weight capacity. But yeah. I think I'm going to go spin this 240 million real quick. I'll be right back. All right, that was, I think, 15 minutes of market flipping, and I've spent about 230 million silver. Back into the market it goes. All right, and I will see you folks tomorrow to see if we can earn another 100 million in 24 hours. Let's see if we do it. All right, it is the next day, and, well, we're not quite at another 100 million, but we're close enough, okay? I went from like 9.5 million. I've already forgot how. It was like 9.4.5 million. That's how much I had left over from yesterday. And logged in around 24 hours later. I think it's been at least 24 hours. I'm pretty sure. If I got the UTC right. It might be a little bit more than 24 hours, but hey, that's fine. We're at 103.5 million. So almost 100 million in 24 hours. Not so much this time. I did more expensive stuff this time around, not a lot of cheap stuff, and not as much bulk things. And also the the Fame Week is over, so not as many buyers. Okay, yeah, and also it's not a weekend. I believe, yeah, the video footage I showed you was like right after a busy weekend, and now it's because it's middle of the week, not as many people buying. So. But we're still pretty close. You know, we dumped, what, 230 million in. We've already made 100 million back. And, this number is going to continue to just go up. You can see here, we got a new set of 399 this time. Different market transactions. You got like 3 minutes ago in Bridge Watch. And again, all these are unread. Again, all these are unread. All sell orders. So yeah, and I did it twice in one video. Twice in a single video, guys. Let me know what you think, and if you want to learn more about market flipping, there's the channel memberships. Click down below where my arrow is pointing. There's a join button. $5 a month gets you private, more personal videos that are too good for the public, because if everyone did them, then no one could do them, and I don't really have a lot of channel members. You may be thinking, oh, but you're a super famous YouTuber with lots of subs and stuff. Not really. Not a lot of people. People that play Albion don't really have money to spend. Sad day, right? But yeah. Yeah, guys, let me know what you think, and you can become channel members. If there is no join button down below, then YouTube just doesn't like your country for some reason. I'm sorry, I have no way of fixing that, and no way of getting you those videos. That is purely for YouTube channel members. All the money goes through YouTube. I get a small chunk of it after tax, whatever. But yeah, that's all I've got, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And, yes, you need silver to make silver. Absolutely. I know someone said in my comments on a similar video that this is like a rich, snobby person showing off how much money they can make with it. They already have a lot of money. And my solution to you, mister, is go freaking gather. Just go gather and save up a bunch of money. And once you have that money, then you can use it to make more money. All right? I had to do it as a new player. All right, and that's just how it is. But anyway, guys, that's all I've got. Leave a comment, and if you don't click the video on the right side of your screen, this is what's going to happen. You're going to go to a fast food place, and they're going to have one of those AI-assisted drive-through things. You know, like you get to the drive-through window, it's like, hello, how may I help you? It's an AI voice. And then you're going to place an order, and the AI will not understand you, And then what's going to happen is you're going to beg the AI for an actual human to take your order. And then the AI is going to phone a call center. And that call center is just going to make you infuriatingly angry. And you'll just drive off without any food. That's going to happen to you if you don't click the video on the right side of your screen. It will happen. I guarantee it. And yeah, so click it so it doesn't happen to you. Mwah. All right, bonus footage. It's another day. I try to make sure that it's been at least 48 hours. I've been busy playing other games. I finally quit the Persona gacha game. I know no one cares. I don't even know if that video is out yet by the time you watch this. But also, I played some other little top-down pixel MMO. I played some sort of like social deduction killer game. I've been playing other games. Sorry. But, you know, I logged in today at 351 million. It was 350 million when I hit record. Well, it's still technically 350.5. But, yeah, we're at 351 million. So we got our 230 that we invested back, and we're 120 up. And there's still plenty of stuff in the market that's selling through. And, yeah, so anyway, that's a thing. But, you know, let me know what you think, guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.